Hi, we're here with Bob Stewart. He's running for mayor. Bob, why don't you tell us about yourself and why you're running?
Yeah, so my background is that I got a degree in political science from McMaster University. I went immediately into a financial professional position with a chartered accounting firm out of that. And over the next 10 years of my life, I was an accountant, an auditor, and I did taxes. I've been auditing the publicly funded organizations all throughout the Northwest Territories, and Nunavut over the course of about 8 to 10 years span. After that, I got a job as a senior financial analyst with ITI and ENR in the government of the Northwest Territories, and then a job as a financial planning and budget analyst at the Department of Transportation. And after that, I opened up my own business, the Kilton Castle Pub, downtown at the age of 31. And for the past 3 years, I've been successfully running that downtown business.
Right. And so how do you think that that experience working in government and operating a business will help you in the role of mayor?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm qualified to be managing and operating such a major operation, which the city of Yellowknife is. It gives you a revenue focused perspective, and it gives you an expense focused perspective as well. And being able to manage budgets and things like that are something that somebody should have a proven track record at before you put them in such an important position.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think we've reached the why yet. So why are you running for mayor?
Well, yeah, since I moved back to Yellowknife in 2009, after getting my education down south in my first few years with a chartered accounting firm there, I got back to Yellowknife, and ever since then, for the past 9 years, I've seen this steady decline of downtown, the homeless problem continuing to increase, crime continuing to increase. In particular, I've noticed and been frustrated with the inability of council and the GNWT and the federal government to give the problem the gravitas that it deserves, and the funding.
Right. So I guess what would you do as mayor to sort of alleviate that problem? Like, how would you tackle that?
Well, so what I brought with me here is the Yellowknife's 10-year plan to end homelessness, which is a plan that it has made it into the paper, and some people have been sort of peripherally aware of, thanks to an article or two, but it's not a document that many people have read. And I have a message to all Yellowknifers that if they're interested in this problem and really solving it, the first thing everybody should do, anybody interested in this election particularly, needs to read this 10-year plan to end homelessness, because our downtown core is overrun with homeless people, many of whom are dangerous or criminals or both, and crime rates are up. The article in the newspaper today is that NWT now has the highest crime rate in Canada. And we're just seeing it rise. And homelessness is a problem that, we joke about it sometimes because people purposely break the law because they want to spend their 6-month stint in the winter in jail. And so, that is not a joke, because every time that happens, there's victims. And so this plan to end homelessness is a good one. The execution is being made impossible by the funding structure of it. And I fully believe that if this plan was enacted and it was executed as described, and the funding was there to make the real difference, and this is over $110 million plan. What we've been given, and it's the frustration of everybody who's actually working very hard to do with a very limited budget, the best they can to tackle the issue. We've been given $7 million by the federal government to to tackle $110 million job and have and they have done the best that they can with the small amount of money, but we need access to this money and we need to do the job correctly.
Right, okay. And so you intend to do that as mayor?
I am not going to stop until I have the federal government explain to me why they've backed us into such a corner that they're making the people trying to handle this issue look bad. The people of Yellowknife think nothing's being done when truly it's the responsibility of the federal government and their homeless budget, which is under the umbrella of the Truth and Reconciliation dollars, to deliver on this. Like the Northwest Territories elected Mr. Trudeau, just like almost everybody else, and this $7 million is we need to show major improvements numbers wise in order to qualify for the other $100+ million that this plan calls for. Well, with $7 million, that's split three ways. That's just over 2 point something per year, 2.3 per year. That's that doesn't even come close. You can't make the commitments that you need to make to address this issue. So,
Well, it's a big issue, and I'm sure there'll be lots of time to debate that and lots of discussion on that in this election. I'd like to thank you for coming in, Bob, and good luck on the election campaign.
all right, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.